with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. Welcome to this gathering of the grandmothers. We meet every month, and all people are welcome. We're glad to have you here. You're going to learn about who the Great Council of the Grandmothers are, why they've come at this time, and what they have for you. It's beautiful. And the grandmothers say no one comes to this work unless we call them. They've called you. Welcome. So I know that some of you are new, you've not come before, and a lot of you have come back for many, many years. And it's a pleasure to do this work. It's always a great joy to gather, and terrific, and sometimes subtle, and sometimes not so subtle changes take place as we come together to do this work. I'll explain who the grandmothers are, so you know, for those of you who are new, know what this is about. The grandmothers are one of these miraculous things that happened out of the blue. I had no idea of anything like the grandmothers. I was on my own spiritual path. I was very happy with that. I wasn't looking for anything else. But I was looking for a life work that used everything I had. I was looking to be cooking on all my burners. I was working. I was a therapist. I was a Reiki master. I did a lot of volunteer work. I did a lot of stuff. But I have a lot of energy. And before the grandmothers came, I'd been praying avidly, give me work to do that uses everything I've got. I want to serve with all I have. Of course, you know, you never dream it'll happen the way it happens. So I'm walking the dog 6 blocks from here. Every morning my husband and I walk the dog, and he was on a business trip, so it was just me for a change at the crack of dawn, and we always see our neighbors, same people every day, and so the dog's pulling on the leash, and I get down by Las Brisas, which is this restaurant down there, and all of a sudden I was surrounded by all these old women, and they were all colors, and they were all shapes and sizes. More than that, they were wearing costumes from other places and times. And they were not the kind of people that you normally see in Laguna Beach. And there was a beautiful, tall, black woman with copper rings up her neck. And she looked like a queen from an ancient African civilization. And then there were some who looked like European women with their heads covered in cowls, you know, like you'd see from an old child's illustrated Bible, something like that. And then there were Native American women in the deerskin fringes, and then there were women from South America in the kind of gunny sackish, rough material with beads and shells hanging around their necks and on their ears. There were Asian women. There was every kind of woman. They were all older, and they came in around me, and they just started to love me, and they were beckoning to me to come, you know, come over here. And they were singing, and they were so happy, and I was dumbfounded. I had no idea what was happening, and my neighbors were walking, and they were waving to me, and I was waving to the neighbors, and then I noticed that nobody was seeing these old ladies except me. And then I noticed that I could see the trees and the surf right through their clothing, and then I went, oh God, I'm having a vision. I got really scared. Of course, all my life, I'd wanted a vision, you know, that's what I wanted. But as soon as it came, it paralyzed me. And I was like, oh, go away, go away, go away. Oh, I'm dreaming. Oh, this is just, I'm making this up. All the things your mind does, my mind did it all. But they weren't having it. They didn't go away. And they just were so sweet, and they just waited me out, and they looked at me. They saw how scared I was, and they looked at me like, oh, the poor thing, you know. They felt sorry for me, and because they waited me out, I had to calm down. I didn't have any choice. Then they started to tell me who they were, and they said, we are the Great Council of the Grandmothers.